protests in Hong Kong have entered their 10th week. People are not backing down, whether they're students or lawyers. So many people from all walks of life and all professions are taking to the streets and saying, we want more liberty, we want more freedom, we want more democracy. All of this spurred by those extradition bills that could have seen them shipped over to mainland China, but now it's become about so much more. Now, the police in Hong Kong are cracking down on this even more, and we know that mainland China, the voices in Beijing, they are very unhappy about this. Now, I have been saying as much as I can here and on social media, on radio, in print, that Canadians have to talk about this more, speak up about it more. This is one of the defining stories of our time, this rising global superpower, and what it wants to do in other jurisdictions, how it wants to push people to be more like them, to become more like the authoritarian communist regime in Beijing. And it's a cautionary tale for Canada as well, given our problems with China. The stuff happening in Hong Kong, the stuff happening in Taiwan, it matters to us here. So I've been saying, why isn't Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland saying more and doing more about this? Well, one Canadian politician is now saying more about this. Unfortunately, he's not saying the things that a lot of people had in mind. Michael Chan is a former Ontario Liberal cabinet minister in the previous governments before Doug Ford came to power. He attended a protest in Markham, Ontario. That is a city in the GTA just north of Toronto. It was a protest on this subject, but it wasn't one backing the protesters. It was pretty much one opposing the protesters. Now, this comes from a Mandarin language news media report. Translated, Michael Chan said something along the lines of, unity is better than violence, stability is better than violence, and prosperity is better than violence. Hong Kong police severely deal with unrest. The Hong Kong government strictly upholds the rule of law. The Chinese government is seriously concerned about Hong Kong. So there Michael Chan is seeming to suggest, well, it's okay that the police are really trying to push down this people's movement and that, well, hey, maybe they should just stop doing it and let all of this happen. Now, Michael Chan is no newcomer to this either. There were media reports a few years ago that intelligence services in Canada had told the government they were concerned that Michael Chan was too connected to Chinese officials in the consulate here in Canada. Now, he responded by threatening a lawsuit, a libel suit against the Globe and Mail, and he also made threats against Jason Kenney for comments related to all of this. So he's tried to mount legal defenses about these claims, but it still tells you that that conversation is out there and that there have been questions arisen about Michael Chan's ties. So there you have it, a Canadian politician speaking up on the Hong Kong issue, speaking up, it seems, on the wrong side.